All right, folks, so the question popped up immediately upon finishing the PowerPoint. Now that we've done all this work, how do you actually go about turning in your work? The first thing you should do before you turn in your work is make sure that it works, right? Hopefully you did the validator. Hopefully all your in-page anchors, your external links, and all that stuff all works. So I can go to the contact page and I can come back. But what you should always do is you should go to your course shell in Blackboard. So I'm just going to pull that up real quick. And before you turn your stuff in, make sure you've accomplished everything that's listed. So, all right, so create a folder. We did that first, right? Inside that folder, create a plain text file named index.html, all lowercase. Did we do that? All right, and I don't mean to belittle you guys, but you want to get all the points? This is exactly how you do it. Read what I got there. You know, that's the point. Create a basic page structure as shown at the top of a page number. This page number might not be correct, by the way, but it is in section 2.3. And you can use that as a starting point. And we kind of already went through this. Pages should be built around one of your possible website options. And it doesn't matter if it is at this point, but if you have a theme you really want to roll with, like if it's like, you know, Green Bay Packers, go for it. Create a web page named Index that includes at least one instance of all the following tags and structures. And if you look through this, I think I did all of them. I didn't do an H3, but you should do one. We did paragraph, line breaks, UL, LI, OLLI, the description list, the block quote, B or strong, I or M, the phrase elements on page 39. We did all those. Empty space, non-breaking space, link to an external website. There's an example. Link to a relative page, meaning another one of the pages you created. For us, it was the contact page. A link to the top of the page and an email link. We did all those things, correct? And hopefully you guys followed along and did it. Create a second page with the content of your choice. Place the file in the same folder. We did that. And give it a different name. And then basically we will make a link from the one page to the other, which we did as well. After you're done coding everything, take it over to the validator, drop it in, make sure you don't have any mistakes. Because you know what? I will be looking for them. You know? And you know what? I don't really need a validator to spot them either. I've got like a built-in debugger in my brain, it seems. It just comes with practice. All right, all the work should be placed in one folder. So here's the crux. When complete, submit a working link in Blackboard's Write Submission area, and make sure you test that link before hitting submit. Before you send it, make sure it works. As a backup, so you can read this two ways, right? That's not required. You should zip your folder and also submit that. Now, the only reason I encourage you to do that, and I just want to say this as a reiteration and reinforcement, is what if you're working on the school computer here, you forgot to put it in your Google Drive, the computer gets rebooted, all your work is gone. You don't have those files to start with anymore. So zipping it and uploading it can become a backup for you. Really, as I say there, it's just not a bad idea. So let's go ahead and go through this whole process. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up Filezilla. Now, I've already installed the software, but if you haven't installed it yet, just type Filezilla into your browser. All right, so if you don't have the software, type Filezilla into your browser and go ahead and download the client. So I often get that question, do I want the client or the server? You want the client because you're not running the server, you're running your own machine. All right. Once you have that program up and running and installed and all that, load it up. You guys should have all received account names and passwords. If you did not, please send me an email and I will set you up with one. We did do that on the first day of class, and anybody that missed it on the second day of class, so you should have all have your accounts. The server we connect to is Apollo, which is apollo.gtc.edu. Use your username and password and log in. If you get that message that I got, just click the box. It's okay. We don't do secure transit for our FTP files. Now, I landed in the root of my Apollo account. And when you guys did your FTP assignment, you had instructions to, and this is the one from the web orientation class, mind you, to drop that FTP file right into the root here. Now when you're starting to upload your Web 1 work, I really strongly encourage that you start making a folder structure here that directly mimics the folder structure on your personal machines. So I start by creating a Web 1 folder, and watch how I do this. I'm just going to right click in the space on the bottom right and create a directory. I'm going to call it Web 1. Okay? You call it whatever you want. Please don't use spaces in your file names. And please be mindful of capitalization because it matters. If you stick with all lowercase from now, you'll really be much better off. So I'm just calling it Web 1, and then I'm going to enter that folder. On the left-hand side of the screen, I'm going to navigate to the folder where I did my work. For me, it's on my G drive. So I'm going to go to my G drive and find that folder. So it's going to take a little bit of navigating here because I have so many darn folders. There's my 2019 fall folder, and there's Unit 2. I'm just going to grab that whole Unit 2 folder because it's full of nothing but web files. I don't have any Word documents in there or anything like that. I'm just going to drag and drop it over, and there it is. Now I'm going to be mindful. I'm going to go in there. Whew, my files are there. We're good, right? Seem okay. I'm mindful of this part of the URL. And notice how I clicked on it up there? Because that's my folder structure that will get me to my web pages. You know, in fact, I'm going to copy that. I just did a Control-C in the background to copy it. I am now going to go to my web browser, and I'm going to type in http://apollo.gtc.edu, and then I'm going to paste. So I grab my folders, and I'm pressing enter. And it didn't work. Because I'm missing something. What am I missing? FTP experts. My username. Okay, so my username gets, yeah, I'm trying to be clever here, but I just plain forgot. So, tilde, and then my username is all A's. So take a look at the structure there. Apollo GTC edu /tilde, the sideways squiggle, which is the shift of the reverse apostrophe key right above your tab key on your keyboard. You type your username in, and then your folder structure. Now it's going to work. There's my Mr. Robot page. Can I go to my contact page? Yes. Can I go back to home? Yes. Can I go to the Mr. Robot site? I'm going to do a right click, new tab on it. Seems to be working. Can I scroll down and go back to top? Yes. Does my email link bring up an email program I don't want? Yes. I'm going to right click and even view source. Does it all look like what I created? It sure does. So I feel comfortable that this is good. See, I'm making sure that it works. You guys get that part? Don't just send me the link after you upload to FTP. Make sure it works, because if it doesn't work, you are getting a 0 until you fix it. Because that's required. A web person that can't give a working link isn't a web person. Yes, sir? Okay, so the question that popped up in class here was not remembering the username. For most of my students, I set it up with first initial and last name. And then I usually let you choose your own password if you're here in the class physically. Otherwise, I will assign you one. All right, so now that I know that this works, right, I'm going to take the URL from the home page, the original one I typed. And notice, you don't actually have to have the index thing in there because index loads automatically. I'm going to grab it right from the browser and copy it. And now I'm going to Blackboard to turn it in. Okay, so I'm going to start the process of submitting the assignment. I'm clicking the assignment title. All right, it reiterates all the instructions. And then to submit your link, please use the right submission button, not the comment area. You guys got that? And there's a reason for it. If you use this part of the tool, it will turn it into a link I can click on. If you use the comment area, then I have to highlight it, copy it, paste it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Or right click, whatever. Not that it's that much of an inconvenience, but it's just good practice. So the way that you properly should do this is paste it in. And what's really cool now with the latest upgrade of Blackboard, these automatically turn into links. That didn't used to be the case. One thing, if you really want to make sure that it's linking correctly, if you highlight this, see how these two tools popped up in the toolbar? And I'll tell you what, if you're not seeing those tools, you might be in this mode. You see what I did? There's a little expando tool where you get the whole toolbar. You can click on the little chain link icons, either one actually. Oh wait, it's not a link. Well, you got to paste that link in here too, that's the catch. And then if you could kindly also change this setting so that the target goes to a new window. That way I can leave my grading window open. If you don't have it like that, really it's not that big of a deal, but I prefer that you do that. And then I'm just going to do insert. Now, let's zip the folder too and submit that. So let's go through that process. I'm going to go back to my file folder somewhere. I see it way down there. A little too many windows open. And I'm going to go up one level. I don't want to be in the folder. I want to be where I can see the folder. That's what I recommend. So go up one level and then right click the folder. And in Windows, you have this thing called the Send To menu. And in that Send To menu, there's a listing that says compressed zip folder. Now, I realize that some people use third-party zipping tools. And I'm going to ask really kindly, if you're using like WinRAR or something like that, please zip it, don't RAR it, okay? And those of you that use those tools understand what I'm talking about. And don't 7-zip it either, because I don't run those software packages on my machine by purpose. Although there's some reasons you should, but some reasons you shouldn't. I prefer it as a zip. If you are happen to be working on a Mac platform, you can do exactly the same thing with a right click, and if you don't have right click enabled, it's control click on a Mac, and you can compress it much the same way. So once you click that, it will create a zip version with the same name, and then you can just take that zip version and literally drag and drop it into the interface, and see how that box there turns blue. And actually what I should do is I'll scroll up. So they have this like dotted box. You can drag it directly from there to the box, and as long as it's changing color, it's uploading. Okay, so that's kind of slick. You can also choose the browse to look through your file system, or you can upload it to your own content collection in Blackboard. Highly not recommended, by the way, for students. For me, okay, because I can copy it semester to semester. You guys can't. Or, and I haven't tried this yet, so I'm being brave, and I'm okay. Okay, so like if you have any of these services, these are all the big ones, you can use them to bring it directly from your account. I haven't tried it, and I'm not going to do it now. But you guys, if you have it in your Google Drive, try it out, see what happens. Maybe it'll be fine. But either way now, it is attached. If you, let's say, put the wrong file in there, you just click Do Not Attach and then put the right file in. The other thing that you can do is if you know, you don't have enough time to finish whatever you're doing in your submission, just always remember you can click this button as well. It says Save Draft. You can come back and finish the submission later. Okay. That typically will happen is if you're typing up a lot of content in there or something. I don't anticipate that to be the case. Go ahead and hit Submit, and then I'll get it. Now, of course, mine gives an error because I can't submit homework to myself, but you guys can. When I get the homework, it pops up in my grade book as a gold circle. And if you guys go to your grade book, you see it the same way, meaning I got it, it's not graded yet. If at any point in time that circle is not gold, it's blue, that means it's stuck. It's either stuck in draft mode or it never finished uploading. So that is not submitted. Just so you know that. It's got to be a gold circle for it to be submitted. I will try to have everything graded before next week. This technically was originally due Sunday night, just so you guys know. And now I think it's like Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that, to give you a little breathing space. And also to practice it and maybe change it to your own content and really get the concepts. If you guys already have it done and you're set to submit, submit it and get it off your plate. All right. That's how you turn in homework for this class, and you'll become experts in no time. So this video ends here.